Okay, so AI and machine learning, two terms that seem to be everywhere we turn these days.
Yeah, they really are.
It's like you can't escape them. But to be honest, I don't always get what they actually mean. Like, how do they affect me, you know?
Right. It's easy to get caught up in all the hype,
For sure.
and people use them interchangeably all the time.
Yeah, they do. So let's break it down, like really untangle it all, starting with the big one. Artificial intelligence, what is it? In plain English, please.
Basically, it's about creating machines that can do things that usually require human intelligence. Solving problems, learning from experience, even understanding language.
So it's not just about following a set of instructions that someone programmed into them. They can actually think for themselves.
In a way, yes. They analyze information, make decisions, and can even adapt to new situations.
Wow, okay. So like how would you explain that?
Think about teaching a kid to ride a bike. You wouldn't, give them a physics lesson, right?
Right.
You'd show them, let them practice, and they learn by trying. That's kind of similar to how AI systems, especially those using machine learning, are trained.
Okay, so machine learning, that's a big piece of this then, right? How does that work?
So machine learning is part of AI that focuses on getting machines to learn from data without needing someone to program every single step.
Interesting.
It's like you feed them tons of information and they figure out the patterns, and then they use those patterns to make predictions.
So instead of programming every possibility, we're saying, here's a ton of data, figure it out yourself.
Exactly. Imagine trying to teach a computer to recognize a cat.
Okay.
Yeah, the old way, you'd have to program every detail, ears, whiskers, tail, everything.
Right, right.
With machine learning, you show it thousands of cat pictures, and it learns those features on its own.
Okay, so instead of like hard and fast rules, it's more about pattern recognition.
Exactly.
That's really interesting. But how does this actually play out in real life? I mean, what are we actually doing with machine learning right now?
Well, that's the really exciting part. Think about healthcare, for example. Imagine if you had a machine learning algorithm that's been trained on, like, millions of medical images.
Okay, yeah.
X-rays, MRIs, you name it. It could learn to see things that even a doctor, like a trained radiologist, might miss.
Wow.
It could mean earlier and more accurate diagnoses.
That's a huge, I mean, we're talking about like life or death stuff there.
Absolutely.
And I'm guessing this kind of beta analysis, it's not just limited to healthcare, right?
No, not at all.
Like, where else are we seeing this?
Think about e-commerce.
Yeah.
Every time you're online shopping, you're creating data. What you click on, what you put in your cart, what you end up buying.
It's true, yeah.
Machine learning can analyze those patterns. So it can give you those personalized product recommendations, predict what you might want next. It can even make sure the stuff you want is in stock by optimizing inventory management.
So that's how those targeted ads are always so spot on. It's a little creepy, but now it makes sense.
Exactly. And it's not just about making our online shopping smoother.
Right.
Machine learning is revolutionizing other industries too. Like take finance.
Okay.
It can be used to detect fraud, figure out credit risk, even automate investment decisions.
So it really is everywhere now, isn't it? But I'm guessing it's not as easy as just plug and play. Like there have to be some challenges, right, to making sure these systems work how they should. Yeah, I mean, it can't be all perfect, right? There's got to be a catch.
Sure.
What about making sure these systems are accurate and unbiased? That seems like a big one.
Yeah, you've hit on a really important point. One of the biggest challenges is making sure the data these systems learn from is, well, good data.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If the data is flawed or reflects existing biases, the algorithm will just keep repeating those problems. And that could lead to unfair or just plain wrong outcomes.
So it's like garbage in, garbage out, right?
Exactly.
Even with the most advanced algorithms. If the data's bad, the results are going to be bad.
Right. So it's super important to have a diverse group of people working on these systems. Engineers, data scientists, people who can spot those biases and make sure that technology is being used responsibly.
That makes sense. So it's not just about the tech itself, it's about the people behind it.
Absolutely. And I think as we rely more and more on machine learning, we all need to understand what it can and can't do.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a powerful tool.
Yeah.
That's not magic.
Right. So as we wrap things up here, what's the key takeaway for our listeners?
Well, I think it's clear that AI and machine learning are already changing things in a big way.
Yeah.
In healthcare, e-commerce, how we interact with tech every day.
It really is.
Understanding these technologies, the good and the bad, is essential for everyone, really, moving forward.
I totally agree. And listeners, this is really just the beginning. We've just scratched the surface here, looking at AI and machine learning, what they can do, and some of the challenges. But I hope this deep dive has you thinking, asking questions. Keep learning, stay curious, because who knows, maybe you'll be the one shaping the future of AI. Until next time, keep exploring.